and welcome to What's the Subbuteo show with myself, Watsy, and my good mate there, Martin O'Bradley. How are you, Martin?
All right, batting down in the storm. You hear it?
I can hear it. I think the whole show's going to hear it. That is Hailstones on Martin Oak's tin roof. How's things been this week, mate?
All right.
Done 2 shows in a week.
Too many. I'm tired. I'm a bit out with
it. Here, a wee thing I want to mention is, remember, was on the show a couple of weeks ago. Marvel superstar Jason Christopher.
Yeah.
And he was telling us he was going to appear in something, but he couldn't tell us what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to reveal it. I'm going to blow his cover. Check this video out, right? Check it out.
This quality hardwood door. You're the people think the earth is flat, but if it was...
Hey, some talent, I'm telling you. Not just a Marvel superstar.
He's not just a Marvel superstar.
Music video star.
He's the everyman of wife beater wearing, head shaving, Britain murdering onions.
We got 4 new subscribers this week since Zach's video last week.
Very good. Are they all Yanks?
I don't know. Somebody says they don't understand a word we say. What are we talking about? Football?
That's Paul Pitt. That's Paul Pitt.
Who's Paul Pitt?
He's a Subbuteo dude from Michigan. He's a...
right. I thought that was somebody taking a piss. I thought that was somebody taking a piss out of us.
Yeah, Subbuteo dude. He's like an artist. Does caricatures and shit. You should show some of your caricatures.
Right. I would
get him on.
Embarrass myself.
A caricature off.
We could have that, definitely. We could definitely have that. Here, I must say, my booking guest is getting even better. Like, that's been a couple of top quality guests recently. Thank you very much.
You are class at booking guests.
And Dan Cranston's going to come on sometime soon. So, here, we didn't have Barry Says last week, so here is Barry Says this week. Check it out.
Hi folks, Lawrence has asked me to do a small video on teams, on bases, more than anything else, just to give an indication of what I have and the differences and things like that. So, and to give some advice over bases. I suppose, as you can see here, I have probably quite a few, but in reality, I only really use one. Which are Astro Base C6. Good for touch, pretty good, decent all round, I suppose. C5s are probably the best for all round because you can spin them a wee bit as well. But for me, these, despite all the teams I have, these are the ones I've been using probably for the last, 16, 17 years, so they're still decent condition. My spare team again is Astro Base C6. I also have a couple of Profi base teams here. There's a C5, and I think they're like a C3, and then a Miami team as well, which I don't think you can get anymore. And based on there was something that Martin Og mentioned a few weeks ago in Lawrence's show about a team from Little Plastic Men, and that's them there. So what I try to do is, if I hear of a good team that is a reasonable value and it's not overly expensive, I tend to buy the team and then see what they're like. But what normally happens is I revert back to my norm, despite buying different teams. I think the important thing when you're buying teams is to try them out. So if you've got friends or fellow players who have a team that you quite like, or you want to try, maybe borrow a team, maybe borrow a few players, practice a wee bit. Some people I play against, like Kenny for example, will switch from team to team, and he plays fantastic regardless of what team he plays with. One of the competitions there a few weeks ago, he didn't bring any teams with him because he was coming from work, and he borrowed I think he borrowed my team, and he beat me 4-0. having never played with him before. So in the whole scheme of things, the best thing from my perspective is to, if possible, borrow a team, try them out, see what you like first, see what you like best, whether it's touch, whether it's shot, whether it's curl. Read up the reviews on different teams. Just ask different people what they're good for, and do that. And don't overly spend, because you can get teams. I mean, you can buy teams for like 80 quid or 80. So you don't want to spend too much money, and then find that you don't fancy the team. So do your research, try them out, see what you like first, and ask loads of people, and then go from there. All right, guys. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. So Barry just chipping advice on basis. So thank you, Barry, for that there.
Nosy stuff, Barry.
Let's go and check out the world of fantasy football. There's nothing really to check out, really, but let's check it out anyway. Obviously last week we were in the middle of the game week on Sunday night, so nothing's really changed. Thomas Regan laid on top.
Explain that to me. What do you mean? It was a what? A game week? What do you mean?
We recorded during a game week last week, Sunday night. It was in the middle of the weekend, so nothing's happened since Sunday night. You understand?
No.
Fucking useless, I swear to God. Never worry. League hasn't changed. Everybody's still in the same places. Don't think there's been any jumpers, movers. So, the only thing I want to say is the sponsor this week is Coffee Art, and he's going to give a wee framed picture away. So, what month are we on? November? Leading that, probably going to be Coffee Art, isn't it? Oh, John Henson's leading the monthly prize. So this week,
did he bust down the number one?
Second in the league.
You went all quiet there again. Couldn't hear that. He went.
He's still second in the league, but he's number one in the overall for the month. He is 25 points ahead of Thomas Regan, Ballyjohn Blues, and you win the monthly prize. A wee framed thing, I think it's going to be. So with no.
Has that it over? Has he won it?
To play it.
Yeah.
He has to play this weekend.
Right. What do you mean? Is it over, or has he won, or he doesn't have won?
This weekend's matches still to play.
Is this the last weekend of the week, of the month?
Yes.
So if he's top of the table at the end of the month, he wins the prize. Where am I sitting?
Sniffing blue in the house.
Your sound keeps breaking up, and I keep getting lost in the conversation.
Nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. There's no washing this week because he done last week for this week. So that's it.
I don't understand. He done last week for this week.
Right. Don't matter. Just you go home. See you later.
This football, this field soccer's a nonsense. I don't get it.
Hey, you are fucking hard work this week. That's ice pipe if you're back in the fags.
Not back in the fact. I had a minor midweek. Blah.
Right. Do you want to introduce our guest? Here's an hour. This is going to be an hour, 10 minutes trying to work out who's coming on. Who is it? Is it this week? Have we a guest?
I know who it is. Ladies and gentlemen, North Shield Subbuteo superstar, the one and only, Mr. Chris Gabriel.
Chris, welcome to the show, Chris. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
How are you, mate?
Hi. You must be getting desperate, like if you've got me on here.
We talk about your results every week on the show. We give them out every week.
Oh, do you?
Oh yeah, we always give them out. We always cover you guys. Always give them plenty of coverage. How's things?
Not so bad. Not so bad. Nick Pearson's just sent us a message. I can't see it, but I don't know whether you heard it ping there.
Nick Pearson you had a recent competition together, didn't you?
Yeah, we had a Wasp test match series on Monday night in the dungeon, and well, I won it just, but it was tight. It was tight. He's getting better. He's getting a lot better.
Nick is good. He was over with us the summer past. He's playing very well. He was over with us.
Yeah.
Summer.
Nick was in the shed as well before. Nick was over and played in the shed too.
I remember seeing him in the shed, and I think you lads must have been pissed that night because you let him win, didn't you?
He won. I know.
He won.
You talk about you've never seen scabbier goals in your life. Fucking Nick boy, jammy bastard.
Here, so who owns the dungeon? Are you the dungeon owner?
Yeah,
dungeon master.
Yeah, I've got the dungeon. It's actually we live in Tyneside flats here, so and I'm upstairs. So you come up the front steps through the flat, and then you go back down the stairs into the garage. So I've got a garage on the back where I keep my car in. So it's a bit cold and bleak and dreary down there. So that's why I got nicknamed the dungeon.
The dungeon, the shred, and the shrine, we're fairly getting through them all.
Yeah.
You must get some photos of the dungeon.
Yeah, well, when you asked us to do what's in the box, I was thinking, you need to do a what's in the dungeon sometime, because it's full of all sorts of rubbish in there.
As long as there's a Subbuteo table, that's all that matters, Chris.
Aye.
How's the club getting on? It's South Shields, isn't it?
North Shields, yeah. North Shields. Yeah, North Shields, Subbuteo table football. Well, we've got a few lads missing at the moment with COVID and stuff. There's 4 lads at Shields playing at the moment. There's me, Andy, Nigel, and Tom. Dave over at Chotwell, he's hurt his back. He's not playing. And Steve up in Ponteal, and he's I think his family had a bad time with COVID, so he's not wanting to play at the moment. So we're just borrowing Nick from Darlington, and a lad down in Stockton. We've got a new lad in Durham just started playing as well. I've not met him yet, but I think he's quite useful. So we need to get him involved a little bit more. And
that's not the Durham. Is there a club started in Durham?
No, there's no club in Durham. No club in Durham. There's a club down in Teesside, Netfa Brigantes, but that kind of incorporates both the club up here and the clubs down there. But a lot of those lads down there are just not playing at the moment, So it's really just the 4 of us we're playing at the moment.
Is that Nigel Lamond?
That is Nigel Lamond, yeah.
He's not on the Paul Lamond games. I always hear his name and think.
No.
It sounds like that Subbuteo.
No, it's not. But I've teased him about that before. Paul Lamond. Is that your brother,
It's a big name, isn't it? In Subbuteo word, to have that name and not be associated with the Lamond, Paul Lamond.
Yeah, but it's Paul Lamond. I don't think they're not very good, though, are they? The Paul Lamond Subbuteo stands. But they're pretty crap, really, to be honest.
Well, let's be honest. That whole franchise has gone to the dogs since the 90s, really, hasn't it?
It has, aye.
But the game itself still thriving. The what you would call the professional game, as people would call it from the outside. Good to see. It's a lot of people coming into the game that used to just collect and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, there's a lad that just recently contacted me. He's interested in getting back into the game, and I think he's a bit of a collector as well. I think his wife's going to buy him a set for Christmas, and it's a modern set. I can't remember what it is, but you know, they're all right if you want to collect and stuff like that. But obviously, if you're playing the game to a higher standard, you want the proper gear, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. It makes a difference.
I think we've taken the name Subbuteo for our own now. They fuck with the companies. You know what I mean? It belongs to us. Doesn't belong to them. They can put all their copyrights out they want, whatever. It's not theirs anymore. I think it's our name now, isn't it?
No, it is. It is. So you two lads, all right?
Oh, it's good. It's good,
Chris. Just the usual Friday night, having a beer and talking Subbuteo, getting pissed. What about you? Don't drink yourself, do you, Chris?
Well, I have a beer from time to time and a glass of wine, but I'm not a huge drinker. I'm just drinking me chamomile tea tonight. Keep us calm, but it's
good. Keep you calm and get you to sleep.
Keep me calm, but it's gone cold while I've been waiting for you to hurry up.
Oh, you're gonna get hit. You're gonna be getting hit by that same storm we're getting tonight, aren't you?
You can hear it outside now. Actually, it's been snowing, sleeting. It's quite windy. You could hear next door's stuff coming down next door's chimney earlier on. Because when you get the snow in the flats, all the crap comes down the chimneys. So I hope it doesn't get any worse, actually, because I don't want slates flying off the roof and things like that. So
I'm worried about my whole tin roof coming off the shed, Chris.
The shed no more.
That doesn't happen.
Chris, tell us this here, Chris. What got you into Subbuteo? Obviously, everybody has the same story. They got it for Christmas, and they were kids. But what do you find drew you into it? You know, was it the game? Was it being a big football fan, or what happened?
Well, it was me dad who got us into it in the first place. I mean, my dad got us into a lot of things. He got us playing golf. He got us playing with toy soldiers, making models, all that sort of stuff. But I knew you were going to ask me that, and my dad started playing Subbuteo himself in the 50s. When it first came out, and my mum used to tell us stories about after lunch down in Ilkley in Yorkshire. They used to go around my grandma's house, my dad's mother, and they would have lunch. And after lunch, they used to clear all the pots away and stuff like that, and they'd set the Subbuteo out. It was every week, and they used to have a absolutely superb quality. It was one of the first pitches, superb quality felt pitch, really stiff. No shooting line on it then, because in the early days they didn't have a shooting line, and they had the old brown metal goals with brown nets, and they used to do this every week with the old flat players, and the keepers on a long rod, you know.
Yeah.
Wire rod, wasn't it?
Wire rod. So when I was about 8, 9, 10, my dad got all of this stuff out, and we would have a few games, and he made a board for us and got the old base pitch stuck on the board. We got some new goals and stuff, and now I was all set up. I had to draw the shooting line on with chalk, and that's how I got started. And I just used to play with friends, but back in the day, I used to go around to your friends' houses, and they all had different sets of rules, you know. You could shove the ball with your finger and all sorts of stuff, and it was never a proper game. So I just ended up playing at home on my own, having leagues and World Cups and things like that. But I've actually got the first team I ever bought with my pocket money back in the day was Manchester City. I've got the team here. I've still got them. And
that's class. Oh, your background, the filter you have on your, it's filtering the photo, so you can't actually see it.
You can't see there.
You can see
you're making yourself a portrait, so you're all in focus, but your background's blurred. So when you show the team goes blurred.
The team goes blurred when you show the team, but it's a Man City team. We can see the blue. You can see the colour of them.
Is that the actual? That's not a repro? That's like the actual one you bought yourself.
This is the actual one that I bought myself back in. I can't remember. It was probably about sort of 73, 74, 75.
And they're all they're glued. Is any of them glued in?
No, they're as they were. They're perfect.
You look.
Have you contacted the Subbuteo collector to see if they're worth any money?
I don't know. Actually, I did sell some of my teams on eBay, and I was actually really pissed off with myself for doing it. I wish I kept them. For the varying price, I think I got about 18 quid or something for Argentina. I saw QPR, maybe he's got 15 quid for them, Arsenal. And then I suddenly stopped. I thought, no, what am I doing?
It's not worth it.
No, it's not worth it.
But the other thing my dad used to do, when November the 5th came along and stuff like that, most people are getting fireworks and stuff like that. We never really used to bother with fireworks. But my dad didn't want us to sort of miss out on something, so we used to say, well, do you want a Subbuteo team or something like that? And I asked him for some reason, I don't know why, but I asked him for Sunderland. And I'm a Newcastle fan, but I've got them here as well. I've still got them. I don't know why I got asked for them, but
I'm surprised your dad fucking bought you them.
Well, I don't think he knew what he was buying us, to be honest with you. I think he was a Leeds United fan.
Tell us this. What about the takeover at Newcastle? You must be delighted with that, are you?
Yeah. I think we're all pleased that we don't know where it's going to go. What's going to come of it? We don't know what's going to happen in January. I mean, the team's playing awful at the moment, and you just cannot see it getting any better, really. But we need to improve a little bit, don't we? Because come January, in the transfer window, if we don't improve our league position, we're just not going to get anyone to come, So
you pay them a fortune, they'll come. You pay them money, they'll come. The Arabs are now, they'll be paying billions. Isn't it Arabs? Is it? Who owns them?
Well, I might.
Saudi Arabia?
In theory, yeah, but we might get a few on loan and stuff like that. If we can just manage to stay up this season, then it'll be interesting in the summer. But I haven't got my hopes up about that. But
I still have in my head that Newcastle are class, because I used to play. Remember the first ever FIFA came out, the first PlayStation. Mm-hmm. I was in university in Edinburgh, and I used to play as Newcastle was my team. Alan Shearer and Peter Beardsley and all that. Although I believe I'm not allowed to talk
but that's Peter the entertainers, though, isn't it?
You're not. But they were brilliant. They were brilliant. Yeah.
Peter
Beardsley was superb.
We talked about this last year. You're not allowed to talk about Peter Beardsley.
I know I'm not allowed to talk about Peter Beardsley. Well, that was 1995 or 1996 or something. I know that now. I didn't know it then, but fucking Peter Beardsley was class. I don't care. Whacking Waynes. They're all
there.
I actually saw Beardsley, Waddle, and Gascoigne. I actually saw them playing the same team, back in
all together.
Back in 85-ish. They were all playing in the same team. Class, absolute class.
Don't like Paul Gascoigne.
You don't?
Nah. Tell that before. I said that story before as well.
He never signed he never signed an autograph for him.
One time, he wouldn't sign it. He took it off me, looked at it, and he says, "Nah," and gave it back to me. Wanker. He was good at football, but wasn't he?
He was very good at football. I just need to make sure my phone's charging, lad. Sorry.
It's very unprofessional, Christopher, isn't it?
Sorry. I didn't. Well, it would have been worse if I hadn't lost the whole footage.
We would have went on yapping ourselves, and it would still have been recorded. It would have been grand.
What about the future for Subbuteo for you, Chris? What's coming up? Have you any big events happening, or what's the plans?
Well, we don't tend to have very big events up here. They're really just mini Waspers. We've got one round at Nigel's on Monday. There's just the four of us. There's just me, Andy, Nigel, and Tom. The Brigantes Premier League, which is the biggie, that's the one that would take most seriously. That's on hold at the moment because the likes of Mike Parnaby, Ben Staples, Neil Beeford, Neil Youngson, Jeff Parsons, people like that, they're not playing at the moment, and there's a question mark over whether some of them are going to come back, which would be a big shame. So that's kind of on hold at the moment. We're hoping to start the league up here next year with us four, Nick, maybe he's one of the new lads, maybe he's Rob Heseltine from Stockton. We're hoping to do that, and hopefully Steve and Dave will be back with us sometime. So if we can get them back, well, we'll have a base of about 9 players. We'll get people contacting us from time to time and interested to see what's going on, and but that's about it really. For me personally,
I think you will get new players, because there is a lot more people talking about Subbuteo, and I'm not just saying our show, but there's other people coming out of, like, and you see the guys that are joining Solent and the guys down in Wolves that are going to Wolverhampton, and they're all going from a different angle. They're all going from seeing what's going on Twitter and Facebook, and they're starting to join clubs. So I think you might find more people starting to come to you.
Well, I hope so. Because that's what it's all about. It's grassroots stuff, getting people involved, and then the odd one or two like Nick, can go and join everybody else and play in a few tournaments and stuff like that. It'd be good. I hope it happens.
You never find yourselves going to the bigger tournaments, Chris?
Well, Nick does obviously, but when I first started back, when I joined Net for Teesside back in 2013, I was itching to play in a big tournament just for the experience, one of the festive tournaments or something like that.
Yeah.
But as time's gone on, I just I'm a grassroots lad, and I just like playing. I've got everything I need to play Subbuteo here. Plus, I think if I turned up at one of these tournaments, I think I would probably just upset everybody. Quite frankly, I think.
Why is that?
I think I would, because if they're doing anything wrong and stuff like that, or if they're flicking, if they're not flicking correctly, or if they're doing this wrong or that wrong, I think I'd be picking them up on it, and I think I might piss a few people off.
You get on well with wee sexy Brian Daly.
Oh, would I?
Definitely.
Brian's a stickler for rules and playing the game correctly, and there's nothing wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. I just think sometimes people do, like, obviously people do foul. It does happen, and people make finger fouls or whatever, or lift their hand when they're shooting. But sometimes people can be too precise on that.
Our Brian's not afraid to say to anybody, you flick,
is he not?
Yeah, put your hand down. No, you moved your hand after that, no matter who you are.
I think that would be me, you see. I think I would be just picking. But I think you're right, though. In the spirit of things, in the spirit of the game, it's a game, and you've just got to let things go sometimes, And
but sometimes I think it happens at club level when people come new, say somebody shows up and say it's not your club because you'll pull them on it. It happened with us when we started, Martin. So we started and people were shoving and people were back flicking with their finger this way, and we weren't pulling them on it. We were just saying, "Oh, we're just happy to have them here. It's just nice. It's just nice to have the bodies." And then
it's a numbers game.
It's a number game. Let them do it, and then you go to a competition and they're getting pulled on it, and everybody's going, "Here, you can't do that," and they're going, "Oh, well, I'm done. I don't want to play that game because that's the only way I've ever known how to play."
Yeah,
so it's hard. It's hard.
But we've changed our tune on that now. Now we, from the outset,
we call everything with any new player. We say you can't do that.
Start right. And once you start right, you keep right, and then it becomes part of the game. It's part of your game. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's it, isn't it? That's it. The newest person that we had was Stephen from Ponteland, and he came down to mine for a game, and I said, "Look, we'll have a game, right? And we'll just start. We'll just play, and if you do anything wrong, I'll just tell you straight away." And because he wanted to learn, he wanted to do it properly, and that's the footing we got off on, and really improved really quickly. A lot of we found a lot of the lads that start really improved quickly. But I have noticed though from the beginning, Derry, the lads at Derry have really improved on everything, which is really good. It's good to see.
Yeah, like you. It is because I think they're playing against everybody's getting better. When you're playing, when people start coming from the UK to play, and then we're seeing our good day. I mean, there's a massive gulf between some of them players that come over to us, and we're raising our game, and then everybody in the club is raising their game. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago on one of the shows. When you play better players, it brings everybody on.
That's right. Yeah.
The better you play, the better you play.
And I think that's the thing that's the thing I'm missing at the moment with the likes of Beefy and Mike Parnaby and people like that who aren't playing at the moment. I'm missing the harder games. You've got to raise your game, and that's what I'm missing myself at the moment. But hopefully,
you're not you wouldn't be a million miles away from like Liverpool and North Wales or Wolverhampton, really, would you?
It's Wolverhampton. My wife's brother lives down in Wolverhampton, and near Wolverhampton anyway. And I was in touch with Justin Scott.
Yeah.
Well, I was supposed to be going down to have some games with him when we went to visit Val's brother, but it was before COVID. But it was supposed to be going last year, and that got cancelled. So I'm hoping that at some point, I'll be able to meet up with the lads down there and have a game. But it's about sort of 3.5-4 hour drive from here, like.
Oh fuck no, that's too far, isn't it?
So it's it's a couple of hours to Yorkshire from here as well, to the Yorkshire Phoenix Club and stuff.
Right.
So it's a little bit far, and as well, I think that stops them from coming up here, because Mike was wanting to organise some tournaments years ago, but everyone seems to go down south.
But you wouldn't be up here. You wouldn't be a million miles away from Glasgow, would you? In Edinburgh, you'd be a lot closer to them.
It's a couple of hours to Edinburgh from here, and then it's then obviously if you're going to go up to places like Dundee and stuff like that, you're going further up the coast.
Yeah,
and it's quite a hike to Glasgow. You're looking at, like say, 3-4 hours up to Glasgow from here as well.
I remember I went to Whitney Bay when I was a kid to play a football competition. We travelled from Stranraer, went to Glasgow, and then we headed down to Whitney Bay. But back then, it was like it seemed like you were only on the bus for about an hour or two, but it was a lot longer.
Aye, well, it's like I say, we're kind of stuck in the middle here, So we've just got to plod on and try and find some new members and
But
So-
yeah, if you've got your own thing going, and if you're playing with like Nick, I mean Nick's going to get really good because Nick's flat out going everywhere, and the more you play Nick, the better he'll get. And once he gets to a level when it's a competition for you, you know, I mean that was tight when you said that test match, and that was tight. They were tight matches, man. 1-1, 1-1, 1-0. You know,
Aye, they were tight. Aye. You can see them on No Shields Subbuteo Table Football Facebook page. Yeah, Nick's improving. He's up and down. He had a couple of friendlies with Tom the other night, and he beat him 7-0 in one game. I couldn't believe that. So
who's that? Who's playing?
Tom. He's one of the new lads we've got. I couldn't believe that result. I haven't seen a 7-0 game for years. But he's coming on. He's coming on, and I hope he improves. I hope all the lads improve. You know. So
here we're going to have a wee look at what's in your box. So here is a quick look at Chris's what's in your box.
Show you the box. Who's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Okay, so the lads have asked me to do a what's in the box. So let's have a look and see what's inside Chris's box. So the box itself is a artist's brush box that I got from Amazon about 8 years ago, and that has been stained with wood stain. Cost about £6, that's all. Let's have a look inside then. So we've got some stickers inside. Adrian Elmer might recognise that one from his visit to England a few years ago. We've got some polishing cloths, lots of polishing cloths there. I've got my Supersonic Perfect Flick Polish in a spray bottle. Actually needs refilling that. I've got a spare bottle through in the other room. Let's have a look. We've got some spare figures, just in case, you never know. Spare battery for the timer. 5p coin, I think that's to get the back of the timer off. I've got a little gadget here that I made myself. It used to be a key ring. It's just got, I don't know whether you can see that, it's just got a wedge in the side. I use that to get discs off bases, just stick them in the little hole there and get them off. Balls, a couple of top spin balls from my Subbuteo. We've got the World Cup 74 ball, and I think this one's from one of the European Cup finals. I've got another ball from Western Sydney Subbuteo. Again, it's a ball that Adrian Elmer gave me on his visit. It's quite a nice one. So I use a couple of keepers. This one's the one I got when I first started playing. I got this one from Mad About Games. It's on a slightly longer rod than the one I've got from my Subbuteo. It's well worn, this one. This one's a Cat 2. Probably recognise it. I use them both. I use that one. I tend to use that one when we've got a bar across the back of the goal because it's on a slightly longer rod, and I find it better for using with those type of nets. And then I'll use this one if the nets are just loose at the back. The holder for the players is quite simply a lipstick holder that my wife was chucking out, and she said, will you find this useful? And I thought, yeah, I know just what to use that for. So that is really useful. The inside is just sticky back felt around the edges, and inside I've got little squares of sticky back felt for the players. The teams, my two teams are North Shields and Malaga. Again, these are decals from my Subbuteo, which I put on myself, and I'm really quite pleased with these actually. Did quite a good job, particularly on the Malaga team. Really pleased with them. The North Shields team is from the 2015 FA Vars winning side. So again, I really like them. Really pleased with them. The 4 keepers we've got Shaka Hislop of Newcastle United, Willie Caballero when he played for Malaga, and Chris Bannon of North Shields. He's no longer playing with North Shields, but he was playing for them in 2015 when they won the Vars, and that's the Bishop Auckland keeper. So that's it. That's what's in Chris's box. Thank you.
Brilliant, Chris. Thank you.
Thank
you.
Box and
set up box.
I like the decal teams you done yourself. Very good as a painter. It's very good what you done. Great work with the Malaga and North Shields. Is that a team?
Yeah, it's a local team that's about a quarter mile from where I live, and I go and see them as often as I can on a Saturday afternoon.
Good.
I thought you would have had a wee Newcastle team in there.
Too bad.
Well, I did actually. I saw Lem Andy. He's got them now.
Somebody else getting the best out of them. Extreme Workspaces. What do you think of the bases?
I think they're excellent. I mean, I've tried all sorts of bases over the years. When I first got back, I was trying all sorts of stuff, but it's Extreme Works that they've got this nice soft plastic, and you can. I just like the control that you get with them. You know, you've got to be in control of the ball, and when you flick from around the pitch, and just get that touch on the ball and get the control. That's what I like about them. You know, because some of the bases, the other bases you play with, the ball just bounces off them. You know.
Yeah.
But
the Extreme Works are good, aren't they?
They are.
They're worth the investment.
I never
expensive,
talked about
like
Extreme Works. Expensive. They're all expensive, man.
You've never had. Did you say you've never had Extreme Works, Bradley?
No, I never took to them. I did have Extreme Works.
Oh, because you give me your Extreme Works bases.
I did.
So what do you play with then?
I play with them shitty out CLR Dynamics. I went through them all. I went through them all, man. I went through a couple of Cha bases. I had the Extreme Works. I had Profi base. The Profi base I like, but I fell out of love with them. Thought they were a bit heavy for me. And now I'm going back to the Cha snipers, lightweight snipers. I've a set on order waiting to come. I'm going to give them a go.
The snipers are quite good, actually. Dave plays with snipers, Dave Brothers, and snakes as well.
Never tried the snakes.
Right. I mean, it's a minefield.
The arrows. Played with the arrows for a good while. Played with the arrows for a good while. Couple of months. Played with the arrows.
Minefield
I really like them. Bases is it.
Bases. We talk about this every week in the show, and it's just nice to know what other people use, because everybody that watches the show is really interested in bases, because obviously everybody wants to have the best base and the best whatever it is and how much to spend. But it's amazing to see how many people vary. You know, you do get a big variation.
You know, I'm still a fan of the CLRs, and most people say they're shite. Well, I haven't played a game without them since. So whenever I get my new bases, I'll be starting them again. But I've held on to the CLRs for like 2 years now, 2 and a bit years, and I've done all right with them, man.
Well, Mike Parnaby will tell you. They'll say, don't let anyone ever tell you which bases to play with, because
that's it.
You know, you can play with Zugo bases, and Nigel plays with Zugo teams, and he plays really well with them. You know,
that's it. It's all about your touch and feeling.
You play with once you get used to them. I get that used to the CLRs. Played with them all the time. Home and away, set in my box. That's that. 2 teams traveling, playing. That's all I need was the 2 teams. Just played with them all the time. Practice with them all the time. I'm all right. I'm decent enough with them. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah,
Barry tried them.
But
he said they
no,
were
hold
shit.
on. It's
So
nothing to do.
it's put me
Nothing to do
fucking
with
off.
Barry. It's nothing to do with Barry. It's to do with your
It's
last
all
two.
to do with Barry.
It's the last 2 results
Nothing
against
to do
me.
with you.
The
Nothing
last
to do
2
with that.
results against
Nothing
me.
to do with you. Nothing to do with
Because
you.
I
Nothing to do with
beat
you.
you twice.
I value Barry's professional opinion on things.
Do you?
And when Barry says he tried them, they were all right. Touch wasn't great. I thought, you're probably right, Barry. Of course you're right, Barry.
Oh,
So,
right.
Because
Barry says, right?
Barry says, and that's it.
Actually, I'll tell you who got us on Extreme Workspaces. It was Steve Bennett, actually.
He put me on the Profibus.
He what?
He put me on the Profibus.
Oh, did he? Well, I'm sure he was playing with Extreme Workspaces when he came to net for one night, and I think I was playing with Raptor bases, and I mean, they're just solid lumps of plastic. And he says to us, you've got to get control of the ball first, because you'd hit the ball with Raptor bases and they just bounce 2 or 3 inches off, And so I thought I'd try Extreme Works, and I've just stuck with him. That's it now, like.
Simon Stewart uses the Raptors, but he uses an original. He uses like original Raptors,
right?
And then there was a different version of the Raptors came out afterwards, which he wasn't fussed on.
No,
and
no, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I've still got some, but I don't use them. I don't use them anymore.
I had them for a while as well. Far too heavy.
Chris, I'd like to thank you for coming on the show. It's been absolutely fantastic to get to know you and get to know who Chris is, because we give your results out every week, and I think you win the competitions every week. So it's good to actually see you and meet you.
Well, thank you for having us on. It's been good. It's been good to meet you two as well and speak to you.
Our pleasure, man. If you're ever in this part of the world, you know what I mean.
I would love to get over there and have a game with you lads, and maybe come over to something. So maybe one day I'll get over with Nick, maybe, and I hope I don't upset you all.
No, you're grand. You couldn't upset us. We're
unoffendable. Us.
Mate,
we're having the big festive competition next year in June.
Right.
Irish Open.
If
you're interested.
You never know.
If at any other time you want to call over, we'll put something big on for you in the club, or if we get a few boys up around the shed, either or suits us. Suits me, anyway.
Well, I'd love that. Hopefully I can get over sometime, definitely.
Brilliant, Chris. Here, good luck and enjoy the rest of your Friday night, and have a wee beer there, enjoy yourself and relax now.
Okay.
All the stress is over. All the stress is over.
Do you want us to do the goal competition?
Oh, Bradley!
You fucking forgot that, kid. You forgot,
Bradley.
Good man, Chris.
That's your fucking.
You're a dick. You forgot.
It's a good job I'm on the ball, like, isn't it?
It's a good job you're here, Christopher. Good job you're here.
I'll ring you back.
No. All right.
Right. Let's look at the goals first. The goals.
All right.
The goals. Here's the goals.
Now I've got a cousin called Kevin. Bello.
Brilliant. Some lovely goals. Chris, in your professional opinion, the best goal?
Well, there's 3 excellent goals there. 3 excellent goals, but it's a no-brainer. It's got to be goal number 1. Absolutely superb flick. Bello. Superb.
Great finish.
That was a fantastic goal, they say.
Obviously, we're going to add all these goals in, and we're going to pick goal of the year. So every goal that qualifies, goal of the year. There you go, Bradley. Job for you.
Because you'll be back for the Christmas special anyway.
What?
I'll have to get you. You'll be back for the Christmas special.
All right.
Around the world, like Santa Claus flying around the world on Christmas night. It'll be around the world Subbuteo.
Oh, that
all
sounds
the
good.
contributors back on.
We'll get you back on. We'll give you a wee shout.
I wouldn't mind actually linking up with you again, just to see if we can get that camera thing sorted out on my.
We'll sort that, man. We'll sort that for sure.
Yeah.
Well, here, good luck, and thank you, Chris, and thanks for reminding us about goal of the week.
No, no problem.
Take it easy, boss.
All right,
gentlemen, Chris.
Okay, Chris, thank you very much. Brilliant. Thank you for taking the time on a Friday night.
Lovely guy.
Fantastic guy, and doing great things with Subbuteo over there. So, some match highlights from Chris's. Who is it again? Chris and who?
Here now, Chris and Nick.
Chris and Nick. So here is some match highlights from Chris and Nick. Fantastic. Well done. Brilliant, Bradley. Thank you very much.
Well done, Christopher.
For Bradley. Bradley takes over the show and I get to relax. So would you like to get your results all sorted there? But before you get your results sorted, I want to introduce a new member of the team. Is he a new member? Former guest, twice been on the show. He's going to start helping us out with some German results. So here is the fantastic Fred.
So, what's up, guys? News from Germany. Last weekend on the 21st of November, we played one of the most traditional Subbuteo tournaments in this country. It's called the Herbst Cup, which is, translation would be the Fall's Cup or Autumn's Cup. And this competition has been playing non-stop since 1981, so it's the 40th edition. It was planned to be played in Bavaria, in the town of Wolbach, but because of the corona restrictions, they transferred to Frankfurt. So we had a nice time there in Frankfurt with the Schwaber boys. And Jens Gansi won the tournament, playing the final against Rainer Voigt. I had the honor to be the referee. I ended up in the fourth place. Another Hanover boy here, Harris, got the 5th place, beating a German national player, Mark Reins, 2-0. So it was very good for Hanover this trip. And it was nice. We'll bridges with Frankfurt, so I hope we can meet them again next year. Next stop for December will be the Grand Prix of Germany, the festive tournament. We will play in the south, in the city of Ludwigsburg, which is close to Stuttgart. And on the 19th of December, we're going to have the Norddeutsche Pokal here in Hanover, all right, which will be played between players from Hamburg, Hanover, Berlin, which is the North players. So it's going to be an honor to host that competition, and I hope to see everybody there, right? Greetings from Germany. Hope to see you guys next time.
Fred, man, appreciate it. And
I think Fred should become a regular foreign correspondent.
He's going to do a video for us whenever he has some results for us. So if anybody else wants to send us a wee video of results from their club or their weekly country results, Italy, Spain, France, America, send them to us, England, send them to us a wee video. And
they don't watch you in Italy. They don't watch you in Italy.
They watch another show in Italy, which looks very good.
It's very professional.
I tried to watch it, but I couldn't hear it. Couldn't understand it. Sorry.
It's in Italian.
I tried.
And if you notice, the main host has like a big microphone in front of him.
Seen that. What about the graphics and all? Is very good. They must have a good guy that does their videos and all.
They must have somebody real professional and that does that for them.
I thought YouTube would have give you the option for translate, subtitles, but obviously they don't.
Do they not?
Why doesn't? No, I tried to watch it and put on subtitles, but it doesn't let you do it. Right, where are we going first for your results or your news? Sorry, as I've been told, it's not just results, it's news.
Results/news.
Well, if you give it a title and like an intro and all, it'd be even better.
Well, you should pay some comp like that fucking Italian here does, doesn't he? You fucking do it for him, then you wouldn't have to complain about it.
There goes.
Anyway,
Australia. Oh, starting there.
Australia.
Starting there.
I apologize. Would you think we start somewhere else? Start at the other side.
No, start in Australia and work your way back.
Are you drinking wine out of a tin cup?
I am. But it's not just a normal tin cup. It's a 19 Crimes tin cup. Comes with wine.
Check this out. My glass. I think this is like a football thing. Can you see it?
Werder Bremen or something?
CVNE. Is that Barcelona?
CVNE? Don't know. Can't see.
The answer's on a postcard.
I don't know where that came from. Where'd you find it anyway?
140th Aniversario. In Spanish. CVNE.
Did it come free with the wine?
It didn't come free with the wine. Did your cup come free with the wine?
Yes, it did.
This is obviously a collector's item.
Never mind the glass.
Flick,
what about the results?
Flick your cup to be seen.
Don't give us results and stop fucking about your glass, you dick.
Anyway, Australia. A couple of competitions held over there. Yes. Western Flickers held the first competition in a while. 5 players, 4 different clubs, but taking part. Who finished top of the table? The one, the only, Benji Batten.
Well done, Bench. Well done, Bench. Part of
Kevin Grant.
Kev Holiday, no?
I did not on it. He's not on it.
He's going very quiet lately.
Wherever you are, what's going on behind anybody's door?
Wherever you are, Kev, there's a shout.
Thinking on you. Sydney, Australia. Where was that? That was Western Flickers, as in Melbourne. Are they Melbourne? I'm not sure.
Sunshine Coast, isn't that? No.
Don't know.
No, it's another club, Sunshine Coast.
Sydney,
Yeah.
Northern Falcons held the tournament.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Swiss system. Are you
Love
sure we
that.
didn't talk about this last week?
Yeah, I think you did.
Did we?
Recap is anyway.
Recap, anyway. I would add LA Kennedy won. We've done that.
Jesus.
Done that. We might have done all these.
No, you only done that one last week.
Did we do Brisbane?
No.
Brisbane Subbuteo Club had a tournament as well. Oh, hold on a minute. Kev Halliday.
There you go.
Kev Halliday pulled
evil show.
Kev Halliday pulled out an excellent performance. They finished top of Division 1 of the Brisbane Subbuteo Club. And that was a memorial tournament for Chris Scholes.
Very good. Well done, lads.
I think that's the guy who passed away a year or two ago. Very sad.
Very sad.
Anyway, those results come courtesy of Vincent's Waspa blog.
No results.
No results? What do you mean?
Is that what you says? There's no results?
That was results.
Oh, right. Is that it? Is that it?
No. We missed out Solent last week because it was a tight show. You ended up cutting it from the final cut because the show went on too long. You sacrificed Solent because you were having so much crack with Zach Walker.
I want to make it the Solent results. You know, it's Solent every week. I want to give him a wee break.
Every week?
What's wrong
with having Solent every week? No. I think the guys from Solent, Jason Marvel, Britain's most evil killer, is gracious enough to send them in every week.
Music video star.
Music video star.
So
we'll go to the table first.
The only reason I say I cut them is because you like to spread the love. You like to give people that aren't on the results a wee bit of airtime. You know what I mean?
It's your show.
It's my show, exactly. My name's above the door. Right. See it?
You do what you want. I have no creative control. As everybody knows.
We know.
So results from this Wednesday past. We'll skip a week anyway because we'll go to the table then. But the results from this Wednesday past, loads of good matches. Dave the Save Hunter went down 2-5 to Paul Izzard.
Oh, lucky Dave.
Dave the Save Hunter also went down 0-4 to Paul Pearson. Wonder to see anything there next. Jason Christopher had a very tight, I believe, 1-0 win over Steve Smith, who performed quite well in that Wobbly Hobby League and has got his mojo up him. So we also pulled out a 0-0 draw against Paul Pearson. I think Paul P and Jason are top boys in that there club.
Oh, you predicted Paul Pearson was going to catch Jason, so...
Well, we'll get to that.
How's the league going?
Paul Izzard went down 1-4. Jason Christopher Dave the Save Hunters getting a bit up and flat out, man. 0-2 against Paul Izzard.
That's going to help.
He's brought it back. And
he will start changing. They start getting draws and wins. Draws come. Stick at it, Dave.
Now their table's tight. Jason Christopher sitting top of the table. 21 games played. He's sitting at 59 points. Paul Pearson, 23 games played. He's sitting at 52 points.
Check out this wee video of Paul Pearson. I don't know how he didn't score his goal, but I'll show you it now. So, very unlucky, Paul. Very unlucky. I think that was 2 weeks ago.
Shit, man.
Go on.
David Save, sitting bottom of the table.
Well, leave Dave alone.
It's all about.
Stop drawing attention to Dave.
I don't mean to. You get Dave on. Dave sounds pretty good. There you go.
Future guest. Dave
What about Swanky Subbuteo news?
Go on.
Talk about the news. Haverhill Rovers are on TV tonight as we're talking.
Oh,
new club. Yeah, they're on. Jerry Harrington Must have got in touch with him over the head talking about it. So now enough. There's a festive International Open of East Anglia they're holding on the 22nd of January coming up, and they're on the BBC tonight. Check it out. BBC Look East. Some English channel. If you get BBC England, whatever.
Probably on BBC Sounds or iPlayer or whatever it's called. Go on.
I hear an exact number.
Oh fuck, man. I look 1 week for you to take a heart attack in the show would be unbelievable.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? That'd be fucking amazing. People would love that, wouldn't they?
Views. Tommy Cooper.
They don't watch this far into the show to see me having a fucking heart attack. They're about 2-3 boys gets to this point in the fucking show.
Fair play.
Anyway, talking about our Fred
yes.
Elishbau. His festive club in Germany, Hanover, SG Hanover 94, were also recently on the TV, German television. And if you check them out on their Facebook page, you get a wee link to the YouTube video of that. What about that?
Very good, very good. And
as we speak, as we record, also big shout out to Big G and the boys in South Africa. They're getting a bit up on with the Rona at the minute because they have just started as we're recording. They're just about beginning the South African Table Football Championships. So we'll hear about that tomorrow for next week.
And Justin Finch is there, isn't he?
Justin Finch is over there.
Yeah.
Oh, Justin Finch is over there. You're quite right.
Justin Finch is going to be on the show next week. But Justin Finch isn't. He's going to have to get out of there. Flights are getting cancelled, so he's going to have to get home.
Oh, fuck, he might get stranded in South Africa. Big G will sort him out. Be all right.
If he gets stranded, we could have G and Justin on the show next week.
G&G.
G&G.
This is not a grip.
Where'd you get G&G from?
Well, Justin begins with
G&G, you said, but go on.
What about Gary Downs? Gary begins with G.
Ah, Gary.
J for Justin. G for Gary.
It sounded like G&G. Sounded like G&G. Must be them Hailstones. Right, wrap it up there. Have you anything else?
A more? The shed might blow down.
When you talk, it cuts out the.
Does it cut it out? Can you not hear it then? It's like an act of God.
Keep talking.
Anyway, another wee bit of news / results from our guest tonight and future guest and friend of the shed, Nick Pearson. Nick, from the highlights, they had a WASPA test match because Nick plays for London Road and then North Shields, Chris is North Shields, so they had a WASPA test match. A 1-1 draw, and then as per the highlights, a 1-0 win. So Chris won the WASPA test match. Very good, Chris.
Well done, Chris. Very good. Excellent.
Don't get many of them.
You don't.
More news. Oh, sorry. What was that in your watch? You busy? I must put on my do not disturb. How did you do that?
Just checking the time.
Sorry. Checking the time. Last bit of news. Quick. I know a lot of people in the Subbuteo community are very, very interested in this dude, and this dude does. So, the Hobby magazine, issue number 2, will be coming out on January the 28th. Stevens had a bit of time off, but confirmed dates. Issue number 2. Everybody, out of the loft, put down the rope. Issue number 2 is on the way.
Here, on that subject, about the RAS Club and Subbuteo Collector has joined the board. Joined the ESA board.
ESA board. Media director. What about that?
Oh, mate! Want to keep us about you? Oh, mate! I'm up for shit.
And on that note, we'll wish you farewell and see you all next week. Thanks for watching, and Martin Og, take her handy. Bye. Keep her between the hedges. Hero.